Sean, I've got a curiosity question. Um, a few sessions ago, you were talking about a surfer that you did a body scan with, an elite
Mhm.
wave surfer, and you were mentioning how the sun wasn't actually shining, but in the meditation, there was something about that dynamic as a felt presence, and he felt it. Can you just elaborate the intuitive mechanics around that meditation, what that looked like, and your experience and his experience?
The intuitive mechanics.
Yes, I'm creating language.
Can you say more about what you mean?
Well, I'm really into that sort of thing, healing and stuff, and just energy healing, body, and all of that. And I just more because that's an in the moment thing that just comes like as grace to that person from the present moment. And so grace to me is the word where everything that's needed at the time comes in the presence, because the presence is more than just. And I was just wondering, yeah, just how it flowed, how it started, how it went into it, and yeah, just how it unfolded for you and for him.
Yeah, it's a great question. Um, so, this is a sort of a story around chronic pain, but it's also just a story about being human with the stressors and challenges that we all face. Um, Yeah, I was sent to North Shore of Oahu to meet with Garrett McNamara, who at that time was, I think, the current world record holder of the largest wave ever surfed. He's a big wave surfer, and had just gotten injured um, on a big wave that went viral. There was video of it. Um, and he was lucky to survive, but um, he severely damaged his shoulder. And so I was sent to go help him heal, uh, with mindfulness. I'm not a doctor, but mindfulness, as we all know, can be very healing. And this is at a time where I was working as the chief Zen officer for a pain management clinic that helped a lot of doctors around the country to prescribe mindfulness. But I met him. I went to his home, met him and his family, and we just kind of walked around. And he lives on the beach, so we went to the beach and just kind of developed, connection. And I suggested that we try a practice kind of near the garden, and we laid down on his lawn, just on our backs. I laid down with him. It was a cloudy day, and we started with a body scan, scanning the toes. And we gradually worked our way up the body. Really like a 40-minute practice, give or take. he has a strong somatic awareness, as an athlete. But it wasn't necessarily a practice. And when you're scanning your awareness through the body, you're sensing into new kinds of sensations that maybe you haven't noticed before, sensing into textures, movements, temperatures, densities, whether things feel pleasant or unpleasant. And I think that for him, up until the point of the shoulder, things were feeling rather, say, ordinary. But through the practice, there can be a sense of relaxation, maybe a sense of peace, sense of settledness. And when I guide meditations, and certainly with that practice with him, there was a little bit more of an emphasis on a sense of gentleness and care. When we're getting closer through proximity, we're sensing into a area of pain, discomfort, tension. Oftentimes, the story of it will emerge, the story of the injury, the story of frustration, the story of what I think it means. A story of this shouldn't be like this. A story of feeling damaged. And that can get in the way of sensing into the actual part of the body. In this instance, through starting just sensing into ordinary toe sensations, ordinary foot sensations, ordinary ankle sensations, his focus was on exploring the body and not, say, moving from one story to the next. There's this like, he's like surfing through his body in a somatic sense. And with this sense of tender gentleness, we were gradually cultivating the sense of safety in the body. So by surrendering the thoughts and the stories and emphasizing the sense of tender somatic exploration, I think he felt safe to actually sense into the shoulder. A bit more of a spacious awareness. It's caring awareness. So rather than targeting the pain and focusing on the pain and ruminating in the pain, he brought this spacious, gentle, sort of explorative awareness all around the shoulder in the midst of a larger practice of sensing the whole body, providing a bit more of that perspective we were talking about earlier, that wider perspective. And so when we bring this, say, gentle awareness to something that is unpleasant, it can feel like it's maybe a little bit lighter or brighter than it would have before. Now, in this case, he literally thought that the sun had shone through the clouds at that moment when he was sensing in the shoulder, which it didn't. It was still cloudy. You know, our eyes were closed, but he felt warmer, lighter, relieved. But it wasn't the sun. It was the light of his own awareness. And when he realized that, after I told him, sort of that light bulb moment happened. Oh, maybe there's something to this. So this is a practice of healing physically, emotionally, spiritually.